I think you kind of take, this is kind of a cop-out answer. You just take the value with the Vegas defenseman. I mean, Alex Pietrangelo is $5,400. I know he's slowed down his production a little bit. Shea Theodore back in the lineup, stealing some of the power play exposure, but this is still a player who's averaging 5.3 block shots and shots on goal per game over his last 10 starts. Yeah, maybe the point production isn't what you want from Alex Pietrangelo over the last month or so, but this is just too cheap. I mean, again, much like I mentioned with Nathan McKinnon, it's the first time we've seen Pietrangelo under 6,000 on DraftKings in like a century. So, this slate in terms of defense, you have Kale Maker, and then you kind of have the rest. DeAngelo looks a little bit overpriced, especially compared, to these Vegas defensemen. And when Theodore and Pietrangelo are the same price, I'm just going to take Pietrangelo because he just produces a little bit more in the block shot department for you. And realistically, they have pretty similar point upside. So Alex Pietrangelo, way underpriced tonight. That's where you start on defense.
AJ.
Well, as we all expected in February, it's Chris Tanev of the Flames who's leading all defensemen in points. No, nobody expected that.
Yep.
Look, it's a risky play. I get it. His production could drop off at any moment. He actually was held off the score sheet last night. But this is a guy that's $3K and, again, leads all defensemen in points in the month of February. You've got, again, the Flames with a good matchup. All signs point to him continuing to pick up at least another assist here. Maybe picks up, snags a goal or something. I think at that price tag, it's just worth the risk for such a cheap guy who's producing really well right now.
All right, Paul, bring us home.
All right, well, I got to talk about Tony DeAngelo. Sure, he's more expensive than the other guys that have been mentioned so far, but $6,300 for a guy who's got 12 points and 15 block shots to go with his shot-making ability. He's averaging 12.5 DraftKings points per game in his last 10 outings. That's more than anybody else at the top of the slate. And nobody's talking about Devin Taves. He's actually the highest-scoring Avalanche defender over the past month with 34 points in 36 games played. That's a consistent pace all year long, and he's delivering lots of shots and blocking a lot as well. So he's right up there with DeAngelo in terms of DK points per game. And I love the call that Jeff made on Alex Pietrangelo. He also merits consideration. Low price tag, and the numbers that Jeff said, I echo them, and I think that's a solid play tonight.